would happen if Thor and a soccer mom had a baby. Well, you don't have to anymore. Meet the Rattan Quercus. They make these bikes more and more difficult for me to pronounce. But is this marriage between a dirt bike and a cargo bike any good? Keep on watching our honest review to find out more. Now, I'm very intentionally on a hill here in my neighborhood to give you one big point about this bike, and it is an interesting blend of a road bike that goes 30 miles an hour. Yes, that's not a mistake or misspeak there, and has a 450-pound payload capacity. Retails for just over $2,000. I think you can get it right now for $18.99. I'll put the exact specs here to my side. But is this bike any good? Can you really marry Thor and a soccer mom? Let's go take us for a spin, and I'll let you know my honest thoughts. Who this bike is for, who it's not. Let's ride. I feel so silly saying that with Russell Wilson. Now, I kind of live in the best of both worlds. I've got this great, beautiful Colorado outdoor space, and I'm in a cool neighborhood. So I thought, what better way to show you what this bike can do by showing you both scenarios. So I'm gonna ride around here, my neighborhood, show you the top speed, take a little bit off-roading, tell you exactly what I think, and we'll go from there. Sound good? Let's go for a ride. Now, it does have this nice step-through design, as you can see here. I'll walk through the components here just super quick. It does have hydraulic disc brakes, which are awesome. Has a great display here. Has all the information you could possibly need on any e-bike. Has an integrated battery. You actually can add a second battery for a 100-mile overall range. It has an 8-gear shifter. Has the paddle one, which I really like those a lot. A nice bright light in the back, and a 750-watt motor that I think has 80 Newton meters of torque, which is actually amazing for a bike. But let's go see how this rides and if it's any good. Do it. All right, now you may be thinking 30 miles on an electric bike that can also be a cargo bike. Well, it's true. Let's show you. So right here. 30 miles an hour. 8, 9, 10. Bump up pedal assist levels. Whoa! 15, 16, 18, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28. No problem. I could have gone to 30 if I wasn't so cautious about the other traffic in the area. Let's go over here and I'll do a little more. Woo! No problem. This baby just gets and goes. I mean, you saw it was visibly like, whoa, what is that shock? The system there. Do a quick speed check. We'll go. 16. Let's actually do a real good speed check from a dead stop. Just to show you how fast this thing goes. It's pretty impressive. Close to a dead stop here. 5 miles an hour, and go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 22, 25, 27, 28, 29, 30. Woo! And let's do a quick brake test while we're at it. $19, $20, and stop. This is the second bike in a row that I was able to skid out on. Pretty crazy. Yep, there's my skid marks. Beep. Let's do our quick little hill test here to show you how that Newton meter torque feels on the open road. All right, let's go do this and then we'll go and do a little off-roading. Ready? Uphill. Whoa. Oh my gosh. This may be the easiest that bike has ever taken uphill like that. That's pretty incredible. Now let's go try this a little bit off-roading here. Not gonna do anything too crazy, but just to show you, can this bad boy handle it? I don't know. Ooh. That is where throttle is so awesome, is crossing a busy street like this. I would never be able to do what I meant to do on a regular bike, but no problem on this e-bike here. Whew. That was awesome. Let me tighten this up just a hair. Whew. Sweet. Now, another cool feature of this bike I didn't mention earlier is it does have the awesome level kickstand. I love that on bikes, especially if you have cargo on it. It's a lot harder to tip over. You can tip it over, but just a lot more difficult to tip it over. Let's go take us a little more off-road and tell you what I think. I always want to say let's ride, and Russell Wilson doing that one. Okay, let me see if I can figure this thing out real quick. So, one interesting thing about this is, as I'm pedaling, I'm not getting a whole lot of extra power. It's groundhogs are super annoying. Sorry. So the pedaling might get a whole extra power, but there's a couple different modes on here. Let's see if I can figure this out here without the instruction manual. Oh, does it have a blinker too? Sweet, that's awesome. I'm looking this up just like you would have to. I usually throw away the instructions here, but display, here we go. Oh, there we go. So this, when I did that, it changed to sport. Let me show you my phone here, a little clearer, a little more up close. All right, so this bar here is my recording equipment. If you hold down this I button, you'll see I'm in sport mode now. And if I hold it down, it goes eco, normal, and then sport. I might as well show you here too. If you hit this button, this is your left-hand turn signal. It goes in the back. I'll show you what that looks like. And right-hand turn signal. If you hit the right-hand button, this is your light. That's your light up here, power up here. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that's... So let me see if that makes a difference in my pedal assist levels, and we'll go from there. Cool. Oh, they're so obnoxious. Shut up. Up on the 0. Pedal assist level 3 now. I am on turbo, or what am I on? Sport mode. Oh yeah. Big difference between pedal assist levels in normal and eco. Oh yeah. That's how most e-bikes traditionally are, but I do like the fact that it gives you a couple of different options of do you want to be more aggressive or not. That's pretty good. Woo! Oh man, that's a big old Norfolk hole. Whoa! Get lost in one of those. Woo! Testing out that front suspension obviously here. There are just, I know it's tough for you to probably see on camera, but there's a bunch of little gophers. Groundhogs are really gross actually. They look cute, but they are gross. There you go, yeah. So still, I would expect the pedal assist to pick up a little bit more. It's not a deal killer at all because you can always hit the throttle and it just takes off. But it's a unique little way of this working because, you know, typically you put just a little bit of pedal assist, and I forgot, this does have a cadence, not a cadence sensor, but a torque sensor. So the more you push, there you go, yeah, that's exactly right. So this is actually a really important thing for you to know. So this has a higher end, what's called torque sensor in it. Now what a torque sensor does is it senses how much power are you pushing down on the wheels, and it tries to match that power as much as it can. And why I was saying that the bike was like not going as fast as I thought it was, because most e-bikes have a cadence sensor, which just simply means the second, it's actually little magnets in the wheel, in the shaft thing, chain thingy there, whatever it's called. Whenever that hits the magnet, it'll trigger the engine motor to go. So it's kind of, I know it sounds like it's the same thing, but the more power you push down, the more power the motor is going to get, not just how much you're turning the motor. Because in other electric bikes that have a cadence sensor, you can have it on a much lower gear and be pedaling and getting a whole bunch of power because it's just measuring how many times the wheel is spinning around. And this one is actually measuring how much force, which is a big difference. It makes for a more natural, easy to predict ride, frankly. If you ever see people complain about bikes are a little erratic, that's why. Because this has a cadence sensor. I totally forgot to highlight that earlier, but that's why it's doing that. So I'll show you here because watch when I'll tell you when I'm pushing harder and it will start to respond going faster. Check this out, okay? So I'm just kind of lightly pedaling now, right? Now let's go a little faster. Oh yeah, a little more. Yeah, there you go. That's, oh yeah. And now I'm really picking up because I'm actually pushing quite a bit. And if I want some more juice, I can always hit the throttle and just go. Whew. That's awesome. That actually makes this bike experience a lot different and actually, I think, more enjoyable. 27, 8, 9, 30 miles an hour. But the best thing is going 30 miles an hour. It is fast and it feels fast, I'm not gonna lie. But the great thing about it is that it has the brakes to match it. You saw me skid out earlier. It's important to have the brakes. Someone once said a car is only as fast as the brakes. Am I right? Woo! You can probably see my turn signals here. Whoops. Hit the buttons. You see the turn signal? Pretty cool, huh? So maybe you can see a little better underneath this bridge. This is a really interesting e-bike for me. I didn't, you know, at $2,000, you're getting a lot of super high quality components. You really are. And, you know, it's not gonna be the cheapest e-bike. But I bet you this e-bike's gonna last a long time. Who's the bike for? I mean, there is no spawn of Thor and a soccer mom, so that's a scratch there. You know, you see a guy that passed me just a little bit ago? I was stopped there. Maybe you didn't see it, maybe I wasn't recording, I can't remember. But that's probably who this bike is for. He probably takes a little bit off trails. He had some cargo on the back of his bike. And he probably actually really cares about the quality and what the bike has and doesn't have. You know, some people don't, and that's totally fine and cool. It's no problem whatsoever. That's probably who this bike is for. You know, it's not for the soccer mom. It's not for the person that just wants a dirt bike. But they need to carry a little bit of cargo. And oh my gosh, this is just beautiful day. Woo! Woo! Oh, got a wet. Does have the included mud guards on there, mud flaps. But I got a little bit wet. That's all right though. I wouldn't expect anything different going this fast on an electric bike. Whew. I mean, come on. This is probably one of the fastest electric bikes we've tested, and some of the ones I tested, to be honest with you, I didn't feel very safe on, but this one, whoa, that's pretty legit, man. Pretty awesome. Once again, just a beautiful day. Hard to find much wrong with this bike, but a couple of things that I don't care for. One is really kind of silly. This bike battery is a little bit tough to get off when you have the fenders on here. It just kind of bumps up against there. Not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, but just something to know. Another thing, this is more user error, but most e-bikes do not have this power switch that's right here. I was like, man, why is this not charging? Where's the power switch? Maybe on this side here. Yeah, power switch is over here. But I was like, man, why is this thing not charging right? And I had it turned off. So there's a power switch there in addition to it needing to be charged. So if you're having problems with that, I was like, man, my battery's dead. It's not dead. But there's that. The front does not have a quick release skewer, so it's a little bit more difficult to get the bike on there exactly right. And so just something to beware about, but I always recommend that people test out or get their bike checked out by a professional bike mechanic afterwards, because the last thing you want is to hurt yourself, or if you have someone back behind you, you want to hurt them. It's the last thing you want. Let's see if there's anything else I can think about. There is not much else that I would want to change about this bike. I really do think it's a good value. The things that are I didn't care for in it, like the little battery issue, they ain't a thing. As long as you know what you're getting into, get the bike checked out by a professional mechanic. Once again, this is awesome. I'm going uphill. It's kind of tough to tell how steep this hill is, but it is actually pretty steep. Let's see if I can go on 30 miles an hour. 26, 27. You know, another thing I don't care for on this bike, 31, 32. Another really small thing is just the screen. It looks cool, but it's tougher to see with polarized sunglasses. So once again, not a big deal killer by any stretch of the imagination. And once you kind of get going on a bike, you don't really need to look at it again. But there's a couple of things I didn't care for with this bike. Woo! That was fun. Yes.